You know how you spend a lot of time making sure that your newspaper is profitable? You know what your news hole is. You know how many ads are going to run, how many column inches those ads will take up. You know exactly how to manage that news to advertising inventory. Think about this. Ask yourself right now, in the past 30 days, how much of your local online inventory was sold local direct? How much of your local ad inventory did you sell by yourself? How much of that inventory was sold or given to a third-party ad network like Google AdSense or AdBlade or Centro? How much of that inventory was running promo stuff? Do you know that answer? At Hershey that day, nobody knew that answer. They did not know what the percentage was, how much they sold themselves, how much a third party sold, and how much promo was running. But they certainly knew exactly what was going on for tomorrow's paper or this Sunday's paper. We have poor inventory management in newspaper, especially with digital. Why? Because no one is responsible for that duty. When you have one of the greatest newspapers in the world, the Las Vegas Sun, and above the fold on the home page, you're running a remnant ad network, that's cause for dismissal. At the very least, it's cause for bringing the ad director down and say, what the hell's that all about, brother? Would you ever put something like that on the front page of the newspaper? Of course not. Would you let a public affairs ad run on the lower strip of your newspaper? If it slipped on there, it slipped in there by mistake, you might fire that person. But here it happens every day. Newspapers and their websites, they let all kinds of garbage get on the front page because somebody convinced them, we make a lot of money doing that. Yeah, but you look like a loser. You look like a loser to small business. It looks like you have no local business support. Once again, Las Vegas Sun, great site, great technology, great content, great interactive digital strategy in regards to content and social media and all that. Horrifyingly bad example or horrifyingly bad person in charge of monetizing the premium inventory on this site because they let ad networks on their homepage and section fronts. At least don't let them happen there, okay? You know, wean yourself off of ad networks. Run them elsewhere, run them overnight, run them on the weekends. Don't run them Monday through Friday on the homepage 9 to 5. At least do that. We love the great work, the digital first work of Journal Register and Digital First Media. And they always talk about the Register Citizen. They're doing great stuff. They're doing great stuff with their digital first efforts. But when you go to the homepage and you see remnant ads on their homepage in both ad units, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Oh, well, the advisory board, as you can see there, are they helping out anyway? I don't see any salesperson up there. Quite frankly, they should squeeze my face in there, but I think they would kick my ass if I even asked to be a part of that great trio. Kind of like the Mount Rushmore of advisory boards. I took the logo out, but some of you might know who this is, but I'll do it fast. Big newspaper site. And what do we have here? Not only a remnant ad, but a competitor remnant ad on the homepage. A competitor ad, a remnant ad from a competitor on the homepage, and a remnant ad. Remnant ads are bad. Remnant ads on the homepage are worse. Competitor remnant ads on the homepage, cause for dismissal. I catch this a lot. When I see Google Ad Choices or Google AdSense or Ad Choices, and here I am on an automotive channel or an automotive page of a big newspaper site, and I see Kelley Blue Book, usedcarcapital.com, you know, you're trying to sell local cars, and you let an outsider come in and sell their local cars on your car search page. What's up with that? What's up with that? Still selling CPM, huh? Even though they keep going down and down and down. Your rate card and pricing, you got to overhaul that because you really should charge based on supply and demand. That's how you sell newspaper space, right? You have an open rate for your newspaper, but you always sell based on supply and demand. The demand for that third page, the back page, the lower strip, you don't have a specific rate card that's the number you pay. Then why do it online? Do not sell based on CPM. Wean yourself off of that. Still catch a couple of people that still charge monthly instead of weekly. When you quote somebody a price for your interactive banner ad on the homepage, let's say, are you quoting them a monthly rate or weekly? You know, in the newspaper world, we charge per insertion. In the radio world, Or the TV world, we charge per flight. Or, hey, it's going to cost you, $5,000 for 10 spots this week. You always charge in a small increment, in a per insert or per insertion or per flight. It makes it sound cheaper, right? You would never say, well, it'll cost you, the insertion rate is $100 a week. Would you ever times that by 52 and quote that to the client? Well, Mel, I can't afford $400 a month for your website banner. Can't do it. Yeah, I could probably do about 95 a week. Why do we charge, or why do we quote monthly instead of weekly? We don't do that with newspaper. If you have anybody in your newspaper that still thinks it's okay to do monthly, smack them around the head and tell them that I told you to smack them around the head. They're killing your business. They're killing your business because they're lazy. They're lazy. You're still going to bill monthly, but you got to quote weekly, just like you quote in the newspaper world. How about this one? And don't tell me you can't do it. Don't tell me you can't do this. You should have one price, the lowest price for early in the week. Why? Well, you charge less early in the week for TV and radio and newspaper because there's not a lot of people going out blowing their paycheck, at the mall on a Friday and Saturday. So you charge $100 for that unit on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. On Thursday, the price goes up. Why? We're getting closer to payday, getting closer to the retail time of the week, and charge the most money for Friday. And the weekend, you could figure something out. Your ad servers can do this. The reason why you're not doing it, number one, either the person in charge, well, maybe there's 5 people in charge. Maybe there's somebody in charge that doesn't want to click a button in the ad server. Maybe there's somebody who's in charge of this, but they're salaried. But feel free to leave money on the table because you're the one that might get fired 6 months from now because, we're not making any money with this web thing. Think about that. I actually talked to somebody up in Connecticut where said, Mel, we're the #1 newspaper. We have the highest rate card integrity, the highest effective CPM. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. Yep. We have the highest CPM in the company, $10 CPM. And then I asked the guy, well, all that unsold inventory, what happened to that? Oh, you sold it for $1. God bless you. God bless you.